Hi, my name is Joy. I'm 32 years old and suffer from a moderate traumatic brain injury that occurred about 3 months ago. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks following my accident. I was skiing and not wearing a helmet, and I lost control on the slopes and slid into a tree. Before my injury, I was working from home in customer service, and I'm still able to do that, but with a little bit of trouble remembering what time to log into my work computer, and I get easily distracted and tired. I have a family, including my husband, 3 kids, and 2 dogs. And prior to my injury, I was able to independently care for my family and prepare meals and lunches for them and myself. But since my injury, I've been having trouble preparing lunches for my kids to take to school and remembering all the steps involved in cooking.
A TBI is a brain dysfunction caused by an outside force, usually a violent blow to the head. A TBI can result in immediate or delayed symptoms such as confusion, blurry vision, and concentration difficulty. TBI ranges from mild to severe and can impact all aspects of daily life activities. The primary area of the brain impacted for Joy is the right side of her frontal lobe. Damage to the frontal lobe impacts an individual's cognition, including their intelligence, problem solving, and short-term memory. It also affects their expressive language, motor planning, mathematical calculations, working memory, and executive functions such as organizing, planning, and sequencing, as well as motivation, judgment, and reasoning. For Joy, she is primarily experiencing deficits in initiating activity, memory, planning and organizing, and reasoning and problem solving. This impacts her role as a mother and as a care provider for her children. Her occupations impacted include ADLs such as work and IADLs such as meal preparation and her role as a caregiver. I've been working with Joy for about 2 weeks, and we've been working on memory at the clinic. Today we're going to implement the Rabideau Kitchen Assessment in the comfort of Joy's home. The Rabideau Kitchen Assessment takes about 10 to 15 minutes to administer. The purpose of this assessment is to evaluate the functional sequencing ability and cognitive perceptual processing of adults with a TBI. The assessment uses a simple meal preparation to assess a person's ability to sequence a functional task of making a cold sandwich and a hot beverage. It is also used to set intervention goals and track the client's progress over time. The test consists of 40 different component steps. The evaluator rates the participant's level of performance by assistance needed to complete the steps. The test is scored on a scale of 0 to 3. A score of 0 means the participant required no assistance and can perform the step independently. A score of 1 means that the subject required one verbal cue or instruction to complete the step. A score of 2 means that the subject required more than one verbal cue or instruction to complete the step. And a score of 3 means the participant was unable to perform the component step and required direct intervention from the evaluator to complete the step. When the test is over, the evaluator totals the score by adding up all the numbers the subject received during the test. The minimum possible score is a 0, and a 0 indicates total independence. The maximum possible score is 120, which indicates a need for physical assistance with all steps to make a cold sandwich and a hot beverage. All right, Joy, we're going to begin by making your kids' lunch for today.
Okay.
I'm going to let you go ahead and get started.
Okay.
All right, Joy, what are we making right now?
Sandwiches for their lunches?
So do we really need cereal?
No.
Okay.
I need to get
What are you looking for?
bread.
So where would you find bread?
In the cupboard?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, here's some bread. Jelly.
All right, Joy. Very good. you need to put that peanut butter on your sandwich?
A knife.
Yes, and where would we find a knife?
Where the utensils are.
Oh, very good. Joy, does that sandwich look right to you?
No.
What do? You put the ingredients on one side of the bread. Should those sides go together? Yeah, let's try that.
Okay.
There you go. Does that look more right?
Yeah.
And now what do we do once we're done making the sandwich?
Clean up.
Yeah. Very good. During the Rabideau Kitchen Assessment, Joy showed deficits in initiating, locating ingredients, gathering of supplies and tools, and organizing the sandwich properly. Joy required frequent verbal cues and redirection throughout the activity. During the steps of initiation, locating the bread, and organizing the sandwich, Joy received a score of 1. During the task of locating a knife, Joy required 2 verbal cues, giving her a score of 2. All other steps, Joy received a score of 0 as she performed the steps independently. Joy was able to restore the kitchen by closing the supplies and returning them to the proper locations. To save time, we were unable to document the preparation of instant coffee, but after completion of the full assessment, Joy received a total of 28 points. As an intervention, we will be placing visual cues in Joy's home, including images of what can be found in each area of the kitchen and a checklist for making PB&J sandwiches for her kids. We also have placed a reminder on Joy's phone to cue her to begin making these sandwiches prior to sending the kids off to school. All right, Joy, what are we going to do now?
Now it's time to make lunches.
All right, let's begin.
Supplies.
As you can see, Joy was able to initiate, locate, gather, sequence, and organize a sandwich independently with the use of audio and visual aids.